Okay, providing the first bit goes okay, no, the second half of the assessment process is to look at the financials of the company and the project and say the applicant. Financial additionality is a term that I hadn't come across until I joined the agency. It literally means need for grant, and that can come in several forms. One is that there's a genuine funding gap within the company's cash flow and the project can't be carried out because the company hasn't got the cash to do the project. Or it can mean that the project could be done a lot faster with grant support. You could bring in extra consultants as subcontractors and members of staff to shorten the time and get to market before competitors, say. So there's different types of additionality that you have to demonstrate in your application. Obviously, you want a company that's viable, so we will look at previous financial records of the company, 2 or 3 years worth of previous trading accounts, and we'll look at forward projections to see how the company has managed its finance in the past and how it plans to grow as a result of the grant. All project costs have to be everything to do with an R&D project can be included in the project costs. Staff time, their pension, national insurance can be included. Materials, subcontractors, intellectual property costs can be included. So anything as normal company costs can be included in the cost. Our finance team like just to see a clear rationale between all of the costs that you're putting into the project. We also like to see a detailed work programme showing the amount of staff time that you're charging to the project, how that goes into the work programme and clear milestones. Obviously management abilities looked at, has management got the team to deliver the project successfully. Track record, have they successfully innovated in the past? Yeah, and if there are weaknesses in the management team, are they going to address those by bringing in extra support from outside, which can be charged to the project to address that issue? This is up until Easter, since we took on the scheme, up to about May, I think, from April 2005, we've received about 180 applications. And you can say that 35% is quite a low hit rate. But if you take out the ones that were in the system at the time, the pending ones, and the projects that withdraw, the reasons for withdrawal can be many. It can be either the company's out of region, they applied to us by mistake when they really should apply to West Midlands, for example. Could be that the project is fairly flawed and we'll just turn it away and say, look, there's no point in appraising this, there's nothing here to appraise, reapply. Or sometimes companies withdraw because they can't get match funding in place. So there's many reasons why companies do withdraw. If you then take the projects that go to final decision, the approved versus the rejected, it's about 45% chance of success, providing you get through to that stage. So the success rate is not as bad as what's shown there, really. Since a rough figure, we've put £6 million into the region with grant support, and over a 4-year period, that's about £1.5 million a year. And correspondingly, that has caused a further £6 million to be invested from the private side to support the projects that we've supported. So we've done our bit. We've invested into the region. We've also got private sector to invest to match the project. And we are planning to increase the amount of funding available on the scheme in the next few months by trying to secure some European funding, try and double the uptake within the region. It's a rolling programme, which means that you can apply 24/7. There's no calls, there's no restrictions, there's no themes. It's open to any type of SME, providing there's no defence aspects to the project. It'll support any type of technology as long as it's not defence. Decision time for the smaller grants, proof of market and the micro projects, we try and turn them around in 6 weeks. And we try and give a final decision on the larger grants in 90 days. But hold up our hands here, that sometimes can take a lot longer with the amount of ones that we've got in the system, or the amount of, sometimes a lot of two-way questioning of the applicant on certain aspects of the project aren't clear, and that can push it beyond that. And we try and, our internal target is to try and turn them around in 90 days and keep you informed at all stages of where your application is. To find out more about the scheme, we've got a brilliant website, which is the Southwest RDA's web homepage, which is southwestrda.org.uk. If you simply add /GRD on the end, you'll go straight to the homepage, and there you'll be able to download. In the first instance, I'll always recommend everybody to look at the guidelines for applicants. There's a brilliant document. It just simplifies all of the criteria of the scheme in a few pages, really. I mentioned solutions for business, and it is just one scheme in 30 products that are available in the solutions for business product range. So I strongly recommend, just out of curiosity, it's worth your while to log on to Business Link website /solutions and look at what other support's available. Maybe sort of new schemes out there which you didn't know you were sort of eligible for to apply for. So it's worth checking that out as well. Now, anything that's not clear in the guidelines, you can feel free to contact the team direct. And our sort of number in Bristol is listed there. I'm a member of the team. There's 4 other team members. None of you can make it, so our other innovation events happening elsewhere in the region, and we have to sort of spread ourselves out a bit thin today. We are approachable if there are any sort of specific questions you can't really get answers for. We do strongly recommend that the initial point of contact should be Business Link, just to make that initial contact, and they may be able to help you in wider aspects of your business's growth as well. But they can advise on other sort of schemes as well. Up-to-date things that I couldn't include in the main body of the application, but I always add on to the end. We do get a lot of inquiries where people aren't sure whether their project is fit for support or allowable for entry into the scheme to be appraised. So what we've done, we've launched a new form called Initial Proposal Form. That's only been on the website for about 10 days, I think now. It's a joint form that's done with the Carbon Trust, and it allows the business to fill out some very key information about the project, the company, the technology, the staff, the funding, what the benefits of the project are. Put that down on a few sort of sides, send that in to us, and we can give you an initial steer on whether the project's a go-up or not for either our scheme. If it's in a low energy or a green tech project, you can send it alternatively to the Carbon Trust, but it says on the form quite clearly who you send it to. And that would sort of save the company the effort of putting an application together. It's quite a lot of work involved. And that's just been launched, and we try and turn them around in 2 weeks' time. We try and get your response within 2 weeks on those, really, either with a quick call or a short email, just to say, yes, apply, but take care of these aspects. Or it's not really fit for the gap R&D, try this instead, really. I just want to emphasise as well, for the latest news on this scheme and other innovation drivers within the region, I strongly recommend everyone to visit the South West Science Industry Council website, which is run by the RDA. And I know all of you probably got an invite through the newsletter, but it's worthwhile getting people to register with the newsletter, where we can announce changes to the scheme and more events like this which happen in the region, within the region, and also other events that our partners run normally there as well. And that's all. And thank you very much. I'll take questions with the panel at the end. Thank you very much.